For more on Zynga's potential IPO, we are joined right now by Jeff Clavier. He is the founder of SoftTech VC. It's a venture capital firm with investments in both Twitter and Groupon. He has invested in close to 100 consumer internet startups in social media, search, gaming. He has also been named one of Bloomberg Businessweek's top 25 angels in tech. He's with us right here with Matt and I in the newsroom. Jeff, thanks so much for coming in to talk about the potential IPO with us. Based on what we see on such as shares post, $8.2 billion seems to be the valuation for Zynga. Is that the right number, or should it even be higher?
We don't know exactly what Zynga's true revenues are. People expect them to be around 1 billion, which is extremely fast for a company which has just started about 3 years ago. If you look at their comparables, Tencent, for example, in China, I would expect that the valuation will be much higher when they IPO.
You know Mark Pincus, and you heard Chris just describing him as kind of a cowboy, maybe one who wears a black hat. Why do you think he's considering a Zynga IPO right now? Is his hand being forced by LinkedIn and Yandex?
I don't think that there's nothing forcing Mark to IPO. I think that it makes sense given the speed at which he's gone to those levels of revenues. The IPO window seems to be opening. Clearly, LinkedIn has done extremely well on the market, and therefore it makes sense to me that he tries to go out and raise additional capital and essentially gives an exit to his investors.
So you say this window is open right now. Does that mean we just see a domino effect?
I do expect, we've heard about the Groupon IPO that has been rumored, I would say 3-4 weeks ago. And so I think it makes sense for those companies which have gotten to $1 billion in revenue in a very fast time to sort of seek a public market. It makes sense.
What about Facebook? $80 billion is a much bigger number. Are they going to wait?
I have no specific information. I think it makes sense for them at some point to go public because of the 500 shareholder rule. And at the same time, it's the biggest IPO of all, right? And so people are really expecting that. And we know that Mark Zuckerberg is not that keen on that. He'll be potentially, I wouldn't say forced, but he'll get there. Sheryl Sandberg said it will happen. It sort of makes sense. So I expect that to happen in the next, couple of quarters. Now,
you didn't invest in Zynga. Do you feel bad about it now, or you don't mind either way?
You can't really look back at what you have missed, and so I'm pretty excited about what I have in the portfolio.
You've had your share of success for sure.
I've been okay.
All right, hey Jeff, thanks so much for joining us. Jeff Clavier there.
Thank you so
from
much.
SoftTech.